Hi everyone, today on Jesse's Lego I'm going to share with you my town update for Halloween. So it's a little bit beyond Halloween, but my festival runs until the 15th of November, which gave enough time for my bricks and pieces order with Halloween stuff to arrive. So that worked out quite well in the end, and I'll start decorating for Christmas very shortly afterwards. So if you want to join me, we'll look through the updates to the town and how I've decorated and what's changed, and then I'll talk you through what I've done and how I've done it, and we'll have a closer look. So let's jump right in. So I've done the trees of the town in a two-toned effect. I've gone for the dark yellow leaves, which I got from Pick a Brick last year, which was really good. I was really happy with these. The yellow alone changed the whole look of the town when the trees went from green to yellow. So this year I wanted to go one step further and go for a dark orange leaf at the bottom to give that two-toned autumn look, like the bottom leaves are falling off and these ones are getting ready to fall off. So the whole town has been done like this, which is great now because it really adds another dimension to the look and feel of the trees and gives it that autumn vibe. So I'll show you the festival in just a second. We'll go over everything in more detail. So what we have in this space this year, last year it was a Halloween markets, but this year it is a Halloween costume party. So I've gone through and put in the minifigures like the guy in the teddy bear suit, the guy in the shark suit, and the others that are in animal costumes just to make it easy. But this one's got the haunted house as the backdrop. I'd originally tried to put the haunted house here, but it didn't quite work in the town square. So the haunted house has become the backdrop for a costume party with a stage that's got some of the video minifigures and the a collectible minifigure series 14 Frankenstein. So they're putting on a performance in their Halloween minifigures. I've always liked the spooky minifigures, so I'm always looking for ways to use them in my town. But right here we have people in costumes drinking some of the, well, they're not the polyjuice potion or the butterbeer, but that's the glasses that that's the parts that they actually are. So I was thinking that there might be some funny Halloween drinks that are going around, like apple cider and something green. So I'll work on this one a little bit more next year, but this is how this one sits here at the moment. We've got the costume party, and then moving over here, one of the main changes this year is I've put the, can't take him off easily, I've put the gargoyle on the fountain and turned the water green. So it's kind of like the fountain, someone's changed the fountain over a little bit for Halloween, poured something nasty in there, and there's got a bit of a different display going on. And over here we have a couple of little vignettes that I've put together to occupy this space. I really wanted to have an Undead Mariachi band, so we've got one here. I wanted to have a trick-or-treating station, so we've got a witch with a pot of candy. And my least favorite one, the one I need to work on a little bit more, I bought all the hidden side items that had been affected by gloom last year in order to use for this year's Halloween, and haven't quite pulled it off properly, but we've got a ghost cowboy that's selling all the items to unsuspecting people who'll then turn into ghosts themselves. So I'll fix up that one a little bit more for next year, but this is the general gist of Town Square at the moment. And we've got the decorations on the lampposts too that are a bit Halloweeny, and I'll show you the Graveyard Mystery Maze in just a second, and then we'll talk about them in more detail. So this here is the Graveyard Mystery Maze. I had this one in last year as well, The main changes are that it's stuck down to plates at the bottom, so the whole unit slides in and out, which is something that I wanted to do for a few years now, because it means that I can work on these throughout the year, put them in a box, and then bring them out for Halloween or Christmas or whatever, rather than putting them together for the most part of the month and then missing the deadline. So we'll have that sorted by next year, but this time I have put it on temporary plates, and it's given me the ability to tile the bottom of the maze and add some other tombstones and things getting around. This is mostly the collectible minifigure series 14 and some other Halloween characters, like you walk through a maze and then the figures come out and try and scare you. I've put some pick-a-brick leaves behind to kind of give the illusion that it's like in a forest or something, and block out the Emporium from view. But I'll talk about that more in just a second. You might notice some of the trees too have owls in them that I've put in for Halloween. So there's that one, and the one just behind you where the Halloween costume party is. So we've got a few changes that are around this space for Halloween that will disappear shortly for Christmas, and something else will occupy those spaces. So if you want to join me, I'll talk about these sets that I've put together in greater detail. So I'm going to show you the Graveyard Mystery Maze first. So funnily enough, I was actually able to keep this maze constructed as a whole, or sorry, the Graveyard Mystery set constructed as a whole. If I turn it around, it's just affixed to the plates because I like it, I wanted it to stay. The tree still moves and everything. But what I've got here is we've got an entry where you come through the graveyard, and if you can see at this angle, you kind of weave your way through, and then you exit through the Gravekeeper's hut, which I've tried to turn into a mausoleum. So it's kind of like you just go through the maze. We've got the witch at the top, the tree still functions, different figures scattered throughout. This maze is filled with the sig figs that occupy my town, so they're all having fun in here at the moment. But it's a bit of a blend between the Harry Potter Graveyard Duel with this set and the Graveyard Mystery, which came out together. So you can see how effective the leaves are. Sorry, I think we've been joined by... Nope, our visitor has disappeared. Indy! There he is. He's been making all sorts of sounds. I think he's wanted to have a camera appearance for a few minutes now. So, hello, there you are. Okay, you've had your time in the limelight. Yeah, so I've thought of this late towards the end of the season, and thought it was a great idea to kind of block out some of the other buildings in the background and give it more of a Halloween feel. But I'll show you this one now. So this was a bit of a tough one because I had this pre-assembled from last year. So I was struggling with what to use for the other space, which is this street. And towards the end, I thought that having the stage with the video bandmates would be the best way to go forward. Use the sign as well, just have people gathering and enjoying the festival. So we've got the pumpkin patch over here with some jack-o'-lantern heads. We've got this great technique that I forget the name of the account, but I'll tag her in the comments below for creating candles that have dripped their wax off the fence posts. So we've got like, essentially, I'm not sure if you can see it without me breaking it, but we've got like a house that's got a front yard, and these people are just gathering at the front yard of the haunted house. I've also, from my bricks and pieces order, put the newspaper print window coverings on, so it's like the house is boarded up and everything, and the vines have run rampant, and we've got the spooky minifigures putting on a performance. So I'm quite happy with how this one turned out, but again, keen to develop it further for next year. Originally, I had intended to, this is a bit flimsier than I remember, utilize Hagrid's hut as part of the Halloween festival, but it just proved to be a bit too big and bulky, and wasn't able to come up with anything substantial for it. But in the meantime, the vignettes that occupy the town square, I didn't know what to use for that space, so I thought if I came up with a couple of little scenes, I could use my Undead Mariachi band. So I made a backdrop that kind of looked something bright and colourful that you would have that would appear in somewhere in South America. So I'm not based on an accurate design, of course, but it was just something to help brighten up the stage. And we've got the red flowers here too. Using some of the duplicates of the video beat bits, I thought they could even be selling their albums here as well. So these are the Builder minifigure the Halloween Builder minifigures, and because I've been collecting the sombreros from Builder minifigure for a while now, and the maracas, I was able to change their hats and make them look a bit more like a band rather than the same character 3 times. Another tricky one that I had wanted to have a trick or treat station somewhere in the Halloween festival so the kids could get candy, and I just took some of the elements from the Harry Potter Graveyard Duel, like the pot, and filled it with the colourful extras I got from the beat bits, from the video sets, and then created a tree where she's handing out the candy. And as I mentioned earlier, I ran out of pieces for this one. I would have liked to do something a little bit better and more detailed, but this is what it is for now. The ghost cowboy selling unsuspecting citizens of Bricktopia the gloom items, and then they'll turn into ghosts for Halloween. So yeah, I think that just about wraps up the Halloween decorations. I look forward to putting them properly on plates next year so that they're stuck down a little bit better and I can put them in and out of boxes. But until then, I'll keep working on the festival, and I'll have a Christmas update to share with you very soon. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.